Dave Roberts on Saturday kind of called into question Tony Gonsolin's spot in the rotation. And that's one of the last things I was going to talk about in the down. It's like, yeah, Tony put together a decent start, pretty good start against the Rockies. You do wonder, like, is there a better option? Is Tony going to be the number 5 guy? We pretty much know what the rotation's going to look like, or at least if everybody's healthy. We'll talk about that next. But do you think there's any smoke to Dave's commentary about Tony?
Oh, 1,000%. I think that was very calculated, saying you got to get your stuff together, literally and figuratively, if you want a spot in this rotation.
You got to shove.
Exactly. When the dub, you got to shove. But, I mean, really, the reality with Tony Gonsolin is having the worst year of his career. 4.42 ERA, 4.87 FIB. If you look at his Baseball Savant page, as far as the metrics go, he's below average in 12 of the 14 categories. It's Dodger blue all over his Baseball Savant. Not a lot of red there, right? When you look at his numbers. And I think when you consider his future, of course, he earned that Super 2 status, right? So you get the 4 years of arbitration. He signed that extension in the offseason that paid him that $6.65 million in guaranteed money. Yeah. I mean, they can't non-tender him, right? I mean, he's not a guy that's in that category.
I don't think he's at any risk of losing his job. I think just losing his role.
Yeah, but I just think that kind of this is going to – I think this is going to carry over into the offseason as far as his future, because you got a lot of young up-and-coming pitchers that need their opportunities. For him, I mean, you look at his stuff, the velo is down. He's not bouncing back from starts. He's someone that the strikeout numbers are down. The contact numbers as far as inducing hard contact are up. If you look at the restriction on the shift, he had the lowest BABIP in the league last year. Those numbers, they're balancing out, and he's not having the same amount of success. The results have been decent. The results have absolutely been decent for Tony Gonsolin.
Picked up, his 9th win?
Yeah, the wins.
I love wins.
I mean, 8-4 on the season. Last start against the Rockies, he allowed the 1 home run to go 6 innings, allowed just 3 hits. And then before that, against San Diego, he had that meltdown inning where he gave up the home run to Campusano, gave up the hit to Tatis Jr. And for me with Tony Gonsolin, why I just don't trust this guy is when his command isn't there. I mean, he just leaves stuff out of the plate. He just doesn't know where it's going. And before you blink, you're seeing a big inning, a home run there, slugging all over the place, a lot of extra bases. I think they need to catnip this in the bud and try to move on from Tony Gonsolin in the rotation. He would not be in my postseason rotation, Mr. Pasillas.
Her a little bit. I do think there's something what I've been saying the last couple of weeks about, it wasn't the hottest day in the world on Saturday. Pitching back at home in LA. He didn't look as wet, for lack of a better way.
You brought that point up, though,
yeah. And the splitter had better depth, it had better life, and he mentioned some things he's working on. It's like, he's not a 2-pitch pitcher. He needs that splitter. That is his bread and butter. That is his money maker. That is his weapon. If he doesn't have that, he's mid AF. So get him into the cooler months. Maybe he'll be better. We'll see what happens if he stays healthy into September. We'll see. But right now, he's definitely of the guys in the rotation, and knowing Walker Buehler is a realistic option. He's a guy that's kind of on the chopping block, or at least somebody they have a microscope on. But that was 3 up, 3 down. Those are a lot of things. Basically, the entire show.
That's a really good
shout out,
statement.
Eric Hilo.
Shout out, hey. We'll see you on the other side. Give me some comments, and then we'll move on. We'll try not to be here too long. I think I'm blowing the time out of the water of my original time plan, boys. So I apologize.
Jason Diamond said Gonsolin sucks.
Oh. And that's it. No.
Rumor Spencer said Tony has been spotty this year. Still concerns about him. Tristan Tubar actually says, dude, y'all hating. Michael Monroe says Catman stays a starter as long as he keeps getting consistent outs and can go 5+ and 3 runs or less.
Oh, well, that was the problem. He wasn't doing that, so that's what we're calling into question, and that's what even the manager of the baseball team was calling into question.
I mean, third highest run support in the league too.
Yeah,
Wins,
baby.
Roy Estrada says Catman can't be trusted to start. Lost 8 lives and on his last one. Oh. Roberts gave the warning. Boomer Assassin says the cat needs to be fixed. Ghost Cat 6'9" defending his man and saying at least he is healthy. And,
maybe. I mean, he's not bouncing back well. It's another one of the injuries they've kind of talked around and don't want to say that there's something wrong, but it's my kitty senses, which isn't a thing, is saying that there's something wrong with him.
I agree. I think there's something. He hasn't been the same since he won the IL last year. He really hasn't been the same since then.
Yes.
And then this one's a funny one. Sonny said, "Damn, I wish we kept Thor." Not.